Well, I'm very pleased to say that I'm joined by Billy Boyce, a historic figure in the history of Carrick Rangers, a man whose relationship with Carrick Rangers stretches back to 1948 when he joined the club. Billy, you served in the RAF until 1947. What was the experience like serving through the Second World War?
Oh well, I had a fairly good time with postings. You know, places I was sent. I was able to play football in the station team. But it seems a long time ago. Of course, it is a long time ago.
But it's hard to believe, Billy, but 5,000 people
Yes.
for a, was it intermediate cup, would you say,
Yeah.
Adam, or intermediate cup match, not even a semi-final, just an early round.
Yes, I know.
5,000 people? Is that what the gates were like in those days for junior matches?
Well, Carrick had a fairly good support then. You know, I mean, there was always a fair amount of people at Taylor's Avenue. Now the last match when we won the league that night, Carrick Ground was packed. Packed.
That was a great game though, Billy, because it was, with 10 minutes to go, it was all over. You were
Yes,
3-1 down. So what happened? What made you just turn it around from 3-1 down to win the league? And you
It's
can be
hard,
honest here.
it's hard. We just seemed to up our game at that time, you know, to win the league. I mean, a draw was no good because we were tied with East Belfast for the league,
Yeah.
you know, and we just had to win it. Just had to.
And you played a key part in winning that match.
I did. The last goal, about 3 or 4 minutes into injury time, I managed to hit one.
But it wasn't just a simple tap-in, Billy, I think.
Oh,
it was a bit of a special goal, was it?
Well, about 20 yards. It could have gone anywhere, but it went in.
Yeah, well, it counts and it's marked now in history.
Yeah.
You can never change that.
No.
So what did you do to celebrate afterwards? Because there was no clubhouse in those days to go to
No,
as such.
no, there was no club. I think we had a bit of a do in with the hall.
The old hall, and the marketplace.
Aye, the wives of the committee were very good in those days. I mean, one of them used to wash the skip and they made the tea after the match.
Yeah.
And all that.
There was a family club, and it probably
It
still
was
is
a
to some
family
extent.
club, yes.
Aye.
It was.
One major individual that you played alongside was Bobby Bruce, who of course famously went on to play for both Leicester City and Chelsea. How would you describe him as a player, and how high would you rate him as the players you played with?
Well, he was one of the top players then. A good, brilliant ball player, lovely player to play with. He made it easy for you. But there was another match. I don't know whether you have it or not. It was the day the Princess Victoria went down.
Yes, and you played Larne away
No,
the week after.
Ballymoney,
Uh-huh.
and I wasn't allowed to play that day.
Right. Why was that?
Well, I had the toothache on the Saturday morning,
All right.
and we're to meet at the LMS station to go to Ballymoney, and I went to the dentist up Dunkern Gardens, and he pulled the tooth out, and it was a shocking bad day. And the dentist told me to get a wee drop of whiskey and just, you know, keep it in, because if you get the cold in it.
Yeah.
So I was waiting at the LMS station for the rest of the team, and Davy Martin came and he done that. He says, "Have you been drinking?" I says, "No, I've got a tooth out." And the dentist said to get a wee drop of whiskey, and I went into the pub and got a wee drop in the bottle. He says, "You're not playing today with that," and that was that. And I remember standing in the dressing room up on the bench looking out the window, and it was coming out of the heavens. The sleet and all that. It was bitterly cold. And then when we got down to the station after the match, just
news
over to
broke then.
Princess Victoria.
It's a very, very
Gone
sad
down.
day for
It
everybody.
was.
Terrible. Because I remember when I was doing the research in the book, the very next game Carrick played after the disaster was actually away to Larne,
Yes.
because it says it was a minute's silence and all beforehand, but it was very, very close to home, I think, that
Yes,
incident.
that
There was so
was,
many locals in it.
And the next week was a beautiful day. After that,
Aye.
lovely day.
But the reason obviously you went to the dentist then in Duncairn was because you're from Belfast at the time, Billy.
Yes, yes.
But you were playing for Carrick, but there was one game you played then at Seaview. You were telling us about earlier on where you were shown a red card. Were the
Yes,
equivalent
yes.
of a red card in those days?
Yes, I've been running on a Seaview since I was able to walk, more or less. And I knew all the Crusader support. My father played for Crusaders, and it got a wee bit rough. And the Crusaders, do you want to name?
Don't name names, they're not going to hear this, I hope.
As far as I can remember, he was called Campbell, and he was getting a wee bit rough with me. And I, one time after a tackle, I got a terrible smack in the ear, and I turned around and I got another one. And then I pushed him out of the road, and the referee came down and sent him off right away. Gave us a foul. And the linesman came on and had a word with the referee, and he came down and he says, "Billy, I'm going to have to send you off too."
And that was
So
that.
and I got a fortnight suspension. I played the next Saturday, because Gordon Holmes didn't get my suspension until the Saturday afternoon post.
Right.
And remember, Gordon sent the envelope all back to them. And
Proof
they
then.
wouldn't accept it.
All right.
And I still got a fortnight suspension. And I played that first match.
Because in those days you got suspended for a period of time,
Yes,
rather than like they're doing a number of matches.
yes.
The players would have got, I was with one player, I can't remember who it was, got like a 3-month ban, so you must have had to do something quite serious to get that length of a
Yes,
ban. What about
I
the
can't
fellow who
remember.
punched you
It was
twice?
a 2-match suspension, or 2 weeks.
2 weeks,
I can't-
yeah.
I can't remember, to be quite honest with you.
Aye. And then you left Carrick after
Yes.
a very successful season.
Went to Portadown.
Played for Portadown. You had quite a bit of success there as well. Billy, we were talking about Portadown in the Irish League. It wasn't before they came in. You were playing top flight football then.
Yes, aye, for Portadown.
What was that like?
Well, there was a few Scotsmen playing for Portadown at that time. Jimmy Dykes, Scottish international, played for Hearts. He was centre half. There was Waggy Ross, Leonard, and I can't remember the other names. But the manager was a Scotsman as well, Hughie Bullock.
And you said as well there was other Carrick players joined you in the midfield
Yes.
for a while.
The second season I was with Portadown, the half-back line was Billy Boyce, Tommy Andrews, and Jimmy Buchanan, all ex-Carrick players.
And they'd all played in that amateur league team? A couple
no.
of seasons previous? No. The Ray did you say, Adam? You looked it up, wasn't it? One
Jimmy
of them did?
Ray.
Aye.
Aye, but he wasn't on the first team in Portadown. That was the only match he got when
Right.
I was injured. When I
Well,
was injured.
he was your cover just for that match.
Yes,
And then your career, you were telling us earlier, Billy, was ended with an injury.
yes, I got injured against playing for Portadown against Linfield, and there was a collision with the Linfield goalkeeper, and I was out of work for 3 months with it, and was never the same after.
Yeah.
So when your playing career ended, you came back to Carrick
Yes.
in a non-playing capacity, and you joined the committee in 1981. In that
Yeah.
period, Carrick made history through various aspects. It was a historic period for the club, which seen them enter senior football for the first time in 1983. In the same season, they reached the Irish Cup final for the second time, and then a decade on, they won the County Antrim Shield.
That's
What,
right.
what sticks out for you as the highlights from that period, from a personal perspective?
I think that was Kenny Sheedy's first
First senior trophy.
first match, or more or less, or the second or third. Kenny Shields had just arrived at the club and took over, and got the County Antrim Shield.